This is the 2023 Genesis G90 electronic supercharger, the E-Supercharger, the ultimate in luxury sedans. And Genesis has really stepped up its game. I'm Lauren Fix, welcome back. I want to give you a really close look at some of the really awesome details on this vehicle. It is the ultimate when it comes to luxury, but they've taken it even a step farther. The vehicle is longer, it's lower, it's wider, there's tons of space inside, and the luxuries and technologies surpass many of its competitors at a much better price. Let's get started with the vehicle itself. You're going to notice these LED lights, very common with the Genesis lineup with the two stripes. The grille is a little smoother, a little sleeker, and it has almost a secondary depth to it. You can see the black behind the black chrome, very classy, very clean. Down here you've got your chrome strip, again, all about class and polish and the new Genesis logo. Now, Genesis has made a lot of changes, and remember, this is a Hyundai Corporation car, so they own their chip company and they own their metal company, so you're going to see really top quality. Part of that is that 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. That 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty is also part of this vehicle. The G90 now rides on 21-inch alloy wheels on Michelin tires. They're 245 40/21s. Really nice handling, and when you put it in comfort mode, you can see the comfort ride. In sport mode, it has that little bit more zip, and that suspension adjusts for it, and we'll show you that when we go for the drive in a few minutes. Also, there's a chauffeur's mode. You just hold down that drive mode button, and it'll go into a really comfortable ride. You'll also notice these two LED stripes along the side. This is signature of Genesis. Now, you'll notice that this vehicle is longer than its previous generation, but they've also put some details in that made it even nicer. Things that you're seeing from other trim levels like the GV60. The handles that go flush, the ability to use your fingerprint to open the door. There's no facial recognition, but something tells me that's coming soon. The mirrors fold in when you lock the car, and those beautiful Genesis flagged puddle lamps is standard. Coming around to the back of this sedan, there are shades that go up not just on the side windows, but also in the back. When you put the vehicle in reverse, they go down. This nice swooping sedan, Genesis across the back. Four-wheel drive. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. You can drive it anywhere in the country with the proper tires. And there's nothing other than this G90 to tell you that this is a step above the regular G90. This is the E-Supercharge, which means it's got the power, that 48-volt architecture. And we're going to talk about that in the drive as well, because you can definitely tell the difference, because there's some really cool handling features on this vehicle that you're seeing only in the super premium models that you can now get in the G90. Visibility is excellent on this vehicle. You have a 360-degree around view camera, and if you're really not good at parking, it does parallel and perpendicular parking. And of course, you've got the smart park for those really tight parking spots. You can get out and use the vehicle's remote control to back it into a spot and fold in those mirrors when you hit the lock. So really well thought out. When it comes to seating, there is seating for 5 people. Front seats, amazing adjustability. Really impressed. 3-stage heated, 3-stage ventilated, leather steering wheel that's also 2-stage heated. You can't say anything wrong with this vehicle. It's got all kinds of levels of massage, and it's really top quality and pretty impressive. Here in the second row is the lap of luxury. This is the way you want to be transported. This is why this vehicle was designed. This vehicle could be used as a chauffeured limousine. This vehicle can be used just to make a statement, or your kids would love to ride in the back of this. We'll start off with what's right in front of you. You have a really nice view of that 12.3-inch screen. Beautiful leather center console. Behind that is your air vents. And in addition to that, you've got a USB-C as well as a regular charge outlet. The seats themselves have beautiful wood, real metal polished, real leather, and pockets behind both of the seats. On the door, you've got the window netting for sun, your B&O audio system vents, and you have additionally 3 memory seating settings, as well as the ability to sit the seat right up or your 3-stage massage for the second row. Yeah, this is really nice. So what's in the front is what you get in the back. You've got your locks, your window lifts, your door opener. Just press the button and it opens. To close it, in your center console right in front of you, you press a button and the door closes. Your adjustments for your seats are right here on the side. And on this side, you can adjust the passenger seat by pressing this button and moving this seat forward. Now, when you're looking at the screen in front of you, this is really impressive. When you press the home screen, you have what you have up there: climate, seating, massage, your window shades, your lighting, and your setup. This is the 4-way climate control, so each seat has its own settings except for the center. And what's nice about that is you can adjust whatever you need here, as well as your temperature, left and right. It has outside temperature information. You got the seat adjustments for this front seat as well as the back seats, and including the ability to move that seat forward, go back to my seat in the back, and I think that I would like to recline so the seat can go out. Put my feet up here because here comes my rest. Good night. In addition, you can use the massaging head 10, 15, or 20 minutes, both passenger side, driver side. It can adjust your lower back. It can adjust your upper back. It has the ability to make you feel just relaxed for both driver and passenger side. There is a ton of technology and features as well as design in here. Really cool design of the steering wheel. Good use of space. Real leather and real wood. In front of you, you have this beautiful screen, 12.3 inches, the same size as the center stack. The most important thing to note is when you change your drive mode, it does change a lot of things, including when you go into chauffeur's mode, and this does change the seats as well. So just different feeling because this is completely changing the whole environment of everything. In addition, this is just one of the many views you can have in front of you. You can have it pretty basic, you can have your navigation. The nice thing is all the information you need is right there. The knurled knobs, the real aluminum, all of this makes this a very special tactile feel. The buttons are aluminum. You've got 3 memory seatings on each side as well as massage. Just press the button for the intensity that you'd like. One of the special features, when you touch the door to open it, you just press the button. To close the door, both the driver and passenger just press that, and the door soft closes for both sides. Heated and ventilated seats, your park assist, your cameras are here, and the camera is quite impressive. So the camera not just can be used by the touch screen, but you can also use the dial, which is really nice because you can pick what you need. If you want behind you, in front of you, or that around view, which I love. Really cool. Speaking of center consoles, this is wireless charging. You can just pop that right in here. There's also one in the back. In front of you, you've got the ability to turn this vehicle into reverse, neutral, or drive. Park, beautiful piece of crystal, all knurled, and that's the auto hold that a lot of people like. This is the dial you can use instead of touching your screen. And of course, you've got all your buttons for volume, channel changing are right here. Moving our way up, we've got all your climate controls and your buttons for everything that's on the screen as well. And then this is something that's different, that's not typical on most cars. It has a fragrance spray. I know Mercedes has it and so do a couple other brands. 2-stage heated steering wheel. Of course, you can adjust it here or through multiple other ways. One technology to note, that is the fingerprint identification. If you don't have the key with you, you can use your phone, or you can have the key not in your hand, and all you have to do is hold that with your finger, set that up, and it'll start the vehicle. Real wood. You can feel the real wood. Real Napa leather, really nicely done. Turn that dial, you've got different choices to go into different screens, including that 3D setup, which I think is spectacular. Love the graphics. And thing is, you can either touch the screen or use that dial to get into the different systems. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto are standard. Head-up display, active noise control, Genesis digital key, fingerprint authentication like you see on the GV60 and other Genesis products, 2 wireless chargers, easy close power doors and soft close, smart power hands-free trunk with auto open, Genesis puddle lamps, and 5 mood choices. Under the hood of our test car is a 3.5-liter V6 engine with 48-volt architecture, which is an E-Supercharge or electronic supercharged motor with 409 horsepower, 405 pound-feet of torque, backed by an 8-speed automatic transmission. This vehicle is all-wheel drive and earns 20 miles to the gallon combined. There's nothing like driving in the lap of luxury, and this vehicle is the pinnacle of luxury. There's nothing else you could add. It literally has all of the goodies. The first thing you'll notice is there are 3 drive modes. There's an eco, a sport mode, and a comfort mode. Now we're currently in the comfort mode, but if you hold down that drive mode, it goes to chauffeur mode. And that's really kind of cool because you can go in there, hold it down, and now it's this super comfortable, really nice ride, absorbs all of the bumps and undulations that are in the roadway. And this is part of this air suspension that is completely adjustable. Other vehicles might call it magnetic suspension, but there's different drive modes, and each one literally changes the feeling. So I was sitting at a traffic light and I moved it from eco to sport, and you could feel the vehicle settling down. The seats get a little bit tighter. The steering wheel tightens up. You can feel the actual changes, which is kind of nice. So you actually know you're in those modes. Getting out of those drive modes, suddenly going into sport, suddenly this vehicle lurches a little bit. It's ready to go. It is not a race car, but it does give you that extra performance that a lot of people like. Now we're in the sport mode. You can tell, you can hear the exhaust note. Things have changed. This engine then shows its performance, and it's really nicely done in a very smooth way, which I think is something you don't get when you think sport. You want to feel that extra kick in the pants. You really don't get it that way. You get it in a really nice, sophisticated way, which I think is really important when you're looking at a vehicle like this. Now, Genesis has always had a lot of improvements over its competitors and amazing value, and that's really where it shines. Remember that they have a lot of employees that used to work at BMW and Mercedes and Audi, and they've hired them on board, and they've said, we're going to build cars that our customers want. And they've really done that because their customers are the German customers. They're also competing with Lexus and Jaguar and a lot of the other brands. And you think of Lincoln and Cadillac, they've always kind of had those sedans for chauffeur. Well, now this vehicle has that. There's a lot of nice things with this vehicle that a lot of people don't even see. And part of that is really good brakes. Now, not just the handling, but this rear steer is super impressive. As I go through the corners here, you can feel the rear steering kick in. Now, it's not aggressive, but Mercedes has this too. But if you're going to buy an S-Class, it's going to be double the price. Fuel economy for this vehicle is quite comparable to others in the category. They've really tried to match this vehicle with its competitors so you can get a good feel for what you're buying for your money. As far as safety, this vehicle has literally everything you could ask for. Forward collision warning, blind spot detection. It has the cameras that are in the gauge cluster that's in front of you. Again, this is the only company that has it. It's Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, same sort of parent corporation that allows that camera for both blind spots on both sides. It has that built in as well. It's not missing any safety features. It has a head-up display and all of those things that you would want. Going into the trunk, this vehicle will know when you're coming with the key in your pocket or in your purse, and the door will open. Inside you have 10.6 cubic feet of storage. There is also a cargo net, a place to store your gigantic thick owner's manual, of which you can also access in the center screen. There is no spare tire in this vehicle. It does have a tire inflation product. You gotta see the doors on the inside. Pretty impressive how you open and close them. You're probably wondering about the price of this vehicle. Well, you can get a G90 that does not have the E-Supercharge, but when you're looking at this ultra luxury vehicle, it starts at $98,700. This vehicle only had one option, which was carpeted floor mats, which brought this vehicle just slightly over $100,000. But I have to say, there's not much more you could add to this vehicle. I couldn't imagine what the option would be other than maybe a different paint color. This is Capri Blue, and it is spectacular with the saddle interior. This is ultimate luxury, ultimate technology. There is nothing missing on this vehicle. Nothing that you could say, I wish it had. And it performs in a wonderful way. It's got good fuel economy considering the size of this vehicle and what it does. Anyone that's owned a Genesis before will definitely feel comfortable in this car, no matter what trim level. I have to say, super, super impressed with this vehicle. And if you're thinking about buying an ultra luxury, a Cadillac, a Lincoln, a Lexus, anything, even a Bentley, you definitely want to take the G90 E-Supercharge all-wheel drive for a drive and see how it handles. Really love that rear wheel steer. Makes a huge difference getting into tight parking spots, whether it's getting into your garage, going into a parking spot, or just driving. You can really feel the difference. Everything was done right on this car. I have to say, I don't see that very often, but I think this vehicle really is a phenomenal value in this category. Now, if you own this vehicle or you own something else, let's start that conversation down below. We've reviewed all the competitors, and there are a lot of competitors in this ultra luxury category. If you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, because I didn't cover every single detail, I'll be happy to answer it. Like I said, you own one of these, you own a competitor, you considered one of these, you bought something, or you bought this, let us know. Put that in the comments down below. All the information for our podcast, our website, my social media is all down in the description. And of course, we appreciate your support on our Patreon page, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.